Welcome to Crime Insight, where we believe every shadow hides a story, and every mystery deserves to be solved. We dig deep into the darkest corners of real-life crimes, uncovering the secrets, motives, and shocking twists that the world often forgets. If you're fascinated by real crime, real stories, and the search for real answers, then you are definitely in the right place. Now, let us dive into one of America's most haunting and recent mysteries, the Idaho College Murders. The date was November 13th, 2022. It was a night that would forever scar the University of Idaho and send shockwaves across the nation. In a seemingly quiet, ordinary home on King Road, for bright, young student Scully Goncalves, Madison Mogan, Sana Kernudle, and her boyfriend, Ethan Chapin, were brutally murdered in their sleep. In an instant, this peaceful college town was plunged into a state of terror and disbelief. The crime was so shocking, so violent, that it left a community and a country grasping for answers. Making the situation even more baffling were the two surviving roommates. They had been in the house that very night, sleeping just rooms away from the horror. They reportedly slept through the entire ordeal, only discovering the tragic scene the next morning. What they later told investigators would add layers of confusion and only deepen the mystery surrounding those horrifying hours. How could such a brutal crime happen without anyone hearing anything? The questions began to pile up, and the police had very few leads to go on. For weeks, detectives found themselves in a waking nightmare. They had no murder weapon, no immediate suspect, and no clear motive for such a vicious attack. The lack of information created a vacuum that was quickly filled with rampant speculation and rumors, spreading like wildfire across social media and news outlets. The pressure was immense. The entire country was watching, waiting for a breakthrough. And then it came. A key discovery from surveillance footage in the area changed the entire trajectory of the investigation. A single vehicle, a white Hyundai Elantra, seen near the crime scene around the time of the murders. This wasn't just any car. It became the crucial thread that investigators pulled on, unraveling the mystery piece by piece. The nationwide search for this vehicle led them down a path that would ultimately point to a name no one saw coming. The suspect wasn't a stranger lurking in the shadows. He was someone who studied crime for a living. His name was Bryan Kohberger, a Ph.D. student in criminology at a nearby university. He was literally studying the minds and behaviors of criminals. The revelation was stunning when police were able to match his DNA to a knife sheath found at the scene, right beside one of the victims. The nation was left in a state of shock, but the arrest was far from the end of this story. In fact, it was just the beginning of a complex legal battle, and new, chilling evidence continues to surface, raising even more questions. Recent court filings have revealed a trove of digital data that prosecutors claim paints a very disturbing picture. This data allegedly places Kohberger's phone near the victim's home not just on the night of the murders, but multiple times in the months leading up to it. Was he stalking them? Was he planning this attack for weeks, or even longer? Or could this all be a twisted, unbelievable coincidence? As you'd expect, his defense team is fighting back hard. They argue that the evidence is flawed, pointing to potential DNA contamination at the crime scene and procedural errors. During the investigation, they claim the case against their client is built on a weak foundation. However, prosecutors are confident, stating that the combined trail of DNA evidence and digital data is far too strong to be ignored. They believe they have their man, and they are ready to prove it in court. This case is riddled with haunting questions that remain unanswered. Why would a killer leave behind a crucial piece of evidence like the knife sheath, with his DNA on it? Why were the two surviving roommates left completely unharmed? And perhaps the most chilling question of all, how could a man who dedicated his life to studying the minds of killers allegedly become one himself? As the case slowly but surely edges toward a trial, the world is waiting for the truth to finally come out, but it's almost certain that more dark secrets will be revealed along the way. So, what do you think? Based on what we know so far, do you believe Bryan Kohberger is guilty? Or is this story far from over, with more twists yet to come? Let us know your thoughts and theories in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. This is Crime Insight, where we know every case hides a deeper truth. Make sure to subscribe to our channel for more chilling true crime stories, just like this one. Thanks for watching.